Yu-Gi-Oh players always talk about how expensive the game is. In this series, I'm going to find out how far I can get with only the money made from donating plasma. This week, we only got $39 for the plasma donation, and that coupled with our $19.36 we saved from last week, we have a total of $58.36 to spend. This was the deck list we were using last week, and it worked really, really good. It did absolutely phenomenal in comparison to what I was expecting. But this week, we are moving on to a new deck list, and that deck list is still very similar. We mainly only got some side cards, but we also did get Prod of Prosperity for the main deck. What has been added? It has been 3-dimensional barriers for $135 each, $4.05. 3 Dark Ruler No Mores at $147 each for $441. 3 Regekis at $317 each for $9.51. And 3 Prod of Prosperities at $7.59 each for $22.77. With buying all of the cards, we have $17.62 left for next week. So for this week's deck list, we have 3 Shifter, 3 Exo-Sister Marsa, 3 Aritama, 3 Exo-Sister Ellis. We have cut Irene to only 1 Irene, 3 Sakitama. We're still running the 3 Stella. I still like the Stella as a normal summonable monster, as long as I do open another Exo-Sister. Unfortunately, I have cut the number of Exo-Sister names in the main, so I don't know if she's going to be that good. Speaking of an Exo-Sister that we have cut Sophie to only 1. We're still running the 3 Ash Blossom, the 3 Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. We are now running 3 Pot of Prosperity. Hopefully that will help with consistency. Hopefully it will make up for the lack of other names. We're still running the 1 Called by the Grave, 3 Exo-Sister Past, 2 Exo-Sister Eternia, 1 Exo-Sister Vadis, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Gozen Match. I'm really hoping that this card can steal me some games. That extra deck is still unchanged, so it is still 2 Magnifica, 2 Michaelis, 1 Performage Trapeze Magician, 2 Exo-Sister Caspatel, 2 Exo-Sister Asfiel, 2 Exo-Sister Gibrine, Appaloosa the Goddess, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, and an IP Masquerena. And for the side, which I really hope we can make the side shine this time, we have 3 Dark Ruler No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Regeki, 2 Book of Moon, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, and 3 Dimensional Barriers. Let's go ahead and get into round 1. So we'll start off with Shifter. I believe we faced this person last week, but I don't remember what they were on. I mean, they could be on anything because it's a new week and you don't always have to play the same thing. But seeing Illusion of Chaos makes me think that this is the Hoibok control deck that we faced. Magician Souls normaled, set 1, set 2, and pass. So let's see what we can do. We got the double Returnia, the Ellis, and the Stella. So I guess we just normal the Stella, special summon Ellis with her own effect. I'll gain life points. And then we can go into the Michaelis, or we can go into the Asfiel, right? We're gonna go ahead and go into the Michaelis. Michaelis is going to banish one of the sets. It was 1 for 1. That makes me worried about what the other set is. So we'll detach the Stella just to be Ash, and I think that's just gonna be me going into battle phase. I still have a material. And then we can set 2 Returnia and end. We still have Ash in hand, so hopefully he won't be able to do anything. So I let it go through the last time, but I'll Ash the Illusion of Chaos this time, and he will triple attack me. That's gonna have to be fine. Another set 2, pass. And I drew into the Sakutama, and I don't know if I should try to summon or not, because he was playing Super Polys in the main last time. So I could just kind of try to run out this 1 Michaelis. I can still search with the Michaelis and see if I bait out another interaction out of them. And I think that's going to be the play. No interaction out of him, so we'll just go ahead and grab packs. I think we're just going to make it to where we have follow-up. So I'm not going to try to rush it. I think we could end it this turn, but I'm not going to push it. I know he's playing a very reactive deck, so I don't want to overextend and put myself in a bad situation for no reason. So Illusion of Chaos again. Him summoning out the Magician Souls isn't something we're really worried about. He gets rid of Shifter, and now we might be able to get Super Poly'd, depending on what kind of targets he's running. I don't think he can, though. Magician Souls effect, dumping Called by the Grave to draw a card. Set 1, is he going to set another? He's going to activate Foolish Burial. So he's literally just setting all of his spells. I think this coincides with the Forbidden Droplets in the main, so we can just Forbidden Droplet and get rid of them whenever needed. Foolish Burial, a Toy Soldier, and now he will Forbidden Droplet, getting rid of a Toy Tank. Toy Tank will activate to special itself. We're going to activate Returnia to banish the Toy Tank. I really think, no, because it doesn't make sense for this one to be a Super Poly, because he doesn't have anything to discard. We've pretty much just made him run out of resources. We do have an extra Returnia, so it's not like that was a terrible misplay. I don't think it was, it might not have been optimal, but he might have just been trying to save his own life points for an extra turn. Michaelis goes back to normal, and I really don't want to continue. I really don't want to push any more than I have to. So we're just going to go straight into the battle phase. Actually, we're just going to normal summon the Sakitama. He can't super poly me right now, and he's not going to be able to super poly me next turn. So I'm just going to go ahead, go into battle phase, attack over the Magician Souls with the Sakitama, attack directly with the Michaelis, and we'll end it there. I know I could have ended it if I just activated the packs, but I really don't know what that face down is, and if it was something battle related, I didn't want it to go off. I don't know how many actual traps he's playing in the main, but it is something I want to be cautious of because I know it is a more of a control style deck. There's a Dark Hole, that's fine. We obviously have enough damage that we'll just be able to push through that with anything else. With the Sakitama, we will special summon the Sakitama using its effect. And what we're actually going to do now is we're going to tribute for Dimensional Shifter, Sakitama effect, and they're going to surrender because we did have enough damage on board. Just like last week, we decided to side in all of our back row removal against this person, and we did open up the Shifter. We also opened up the Aratama and the Sakitama, along with Irene and Pot of Prosperity. And we do have just a few free targets for Prosperity. It's going to normal out the Toy Tank and end. We did draw into another Sakitama, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to normal summon the Aratama, activate his monster effect, attempting to bait out a negate, but we did not see a negate, so we will now special out the Sakitama. We will go into Caspitel to search. We are going to search out a Martha, and I just remembered he is playing Honest, so I'm definitely going to be banishing it off of the Michaelis. Special Martha, special Illis, and we're going to go into the Michaelis. We're going to banish on summon the Toy Tank, and in this deck, I want to be able to have as little monsters on field as possible because of the super polymerization. So I'm going to go into the Exorcister's Magnifica, which can attack twice, and it has more damage. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I don't think he has any battle negation cards. I do think his deck is super unique. It's just kind of underwhelming. I think in the right circumstance, it could do something phenomenal. So we're actually just going to set the Returnia and set the Pot of Prosperity to make him think we have something. I'm pretty much always going to try to bluff. He's going to activate Magician Souls, and we don't have really any interaction. He is going to be getting rid of the Dimensional Shifter. I think it's kind of weird that he kept that in. We kept ours in, but I didn't know what else to side out, because all I did was put in the Harpy's Feather Duster and 3 Cosmics. Getting the Magician Souls is fine. He might be trying to go into Sky Crisis, and if he's going into Sky Crisis, I can definitely do something about it. He's going to normal summon the Tengu. I think I still have plenty. He's going to be activating the Magician Souls, discarding the Triple Tactics, because he hasn't seen a hand trap out of me. He's going to activate Feather Duster now. So that means I'm going to activate the Returnia, getting rid of the Tengu. Oh, but it's just when it leaves the field. So that's definitely not a good play, because now we can just special another Tengu from deck. And I think if this is the same build from last week, he might only be playing 2 Tengu. But now he's just in the same position he was, and now he's going into the Pit Knight Philly, and I really do not want the Philly to stay on board. It's something that can continue to come back. So now he's going into his last Tengu, and his last Tengu does go into the Sky Crisis, which is going to be able to beat over the Magnifica, but I think it's going to bounce it instead. And I believe we learned last week that we can't really activate the Michaelis effect, not the Magnifica effect in that scenario, but that's 100% fine. Depending on if those 2 cards in his hand are live or not, we can banish the Sky Crisis on my turn by resummoning out the Michaelis. And seeing as how he did not set them, I'm going to assume that they are not alive. So I will normal summon out the Irene. I'm going to try to bait out an Ash. I did not bait out an Ash. I did put back the Sophia to draw into an Exosister Pax, which is really nice. We are going to activate the Sakutama to special itself, and then we're just going to resummon out the Michaelis. Oh, I guess not resummon out. It was a Magnifica. And then we will banish the Sky Crisis, and we'll just go into the battle phase and attack for game. Round 2 of a 19-person tournament, and I opened up really poorly. Hopefully he will not be able to play anything, because that's going to be our turn is set to pass. Can't even activate the Returnia. I do have 2 Ghost Mourner and Ash, and he's going to hit the 1 live one, but that's going to be fine, I guess. Cosmic Cyclone's in the main. He's going to activate Pressured Planet, and I'm not going to let that search. Pressured Planet in Tenpai. Alright, so he's going to summon out the Pedra, search the Taiman, the Sengen summoning, my bad. Sengen summoning effect to go add the Chandora, the Chandora to summon, and I can't activate the Ghost Mourners now because of the Sengen summoning. They will be unaffected during the main phase. So they're going to go into the battle phase, and here's where he specials a monster from the extra deck, my bad. So he summons the Fadra, and since I can't activate anything, this is just going to be game. I'm going to go ahead and surrender. I'm going to choose to go second, so that way I can hope I can do something. I did open up the D barrier that I sighted in, which is really nice. He is going to Sengen summoning in order to search out the Chandra, and he's going to get rid of the Cosmic Cyclone. He will summon the Phaedra, chaining the Chandra to special itself. Link those 2 off into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Set 1 and pass. I guess I'll start off with the Martha. He will Ash the Martha, that's fine. This is why I started with the Martha. I will now normal the Stella. He's going to Seal's effect, put Stella back in hand. Specials out the Fadra, specials out the Chandra. I think I'm just going to have to set the Dimensional Barrier, hope that's not a second Cosmic Cyclone, and I'll set the Pax as well. My only hope is to make it to where he can't Synchro Summon, so we'll just go ahead, activate the D Barrier, call Synchro, summoning activate, searching out the Pedra, discarding the Terraforming, normals out the Pedra, adds Kaiman to hand, going to go into the battle phase, and he's going to get in for some damage. I don't know why he's attacking with the 0 attack. Oh, he is. So he can chain the Chandra to activate its effect to special out another Pedra. So he still is going to be trying to get in for a lot of damage this turn, even though he can't Synchro Summon. He's still going to be getting in for 17, 17, 15, which is a decent chunk of damage. Phaedra effect will activate to special a monster from the graveyard, special summoning another Phaedra. So he's actually going to get in for an extra 16. So he's dropping me really low, even though he can't Synchro Summon. I actually didn't know he was able to do this. And he still has Kaiman in hand, so he could have done Kaiman as well. That is massive damage. He only left me with 1,500 life points. He's going to link the Phaedra off into a Striker Dragon. He's going to link the Striker and a Fedora into the SP Little Knight to banish my Pax. And that's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna have to let that slide. I don't have many life points left. And he's gonna set the card in his hand. On our turn, we're going to draw, and we're just gonna immediately imperm the SP Little Knight. Going to attempt to special summon the Martha. Martha Special Illis. Special Illis. We will go into Michaelis. Michaelis to banish the SP Little Knight. Going to chain Infinite Impermanence on the Michaelis. I will normal out the Aritama. Aritama activate. Now he will Sengen Kaiman to grab a Pedora, and I will grab the Sakutama. We will special out the Sakutama. We will overlay those into the Asphil. Asphil will detach to return. At this point, I'm thinking I want to return some of the Tenpai Dragons, because I can just beat over the Little Knight, but I don't want the Tenpai Dragons to get their effects from battle. So I think I'll return the Chandra. He's going to attempt to chain the SP Little Knight, even though it is negated. We will go into Magnifica, and on someone we will banish... We're going to banish the Phaedra, and then we'll go into the battle phase. We will attack over the Fadra, and he gets to special summon a second Phaedra. He gets to summon the Hydra from grave to set the Kaiman. and then he doesn't take any damage. So I think no matter what, we do just lose this one. Gonna go ahead and end. Opponent still has full combo. He's going to activate the Chandra to special, going to link into a Black Rose, and with that, I'm just gonna banish the Black Rose, knowing it's not gonna do anything. He's actually going to set rotation. Everything gets blown up, but he still has a Pager in hand, which is gonna be game. Getting into round 3. And I'm really bad at rock, paper, scissors. And we're going first. So I don't think we have an option other than paxing immediately. And he shouldn't have anything. So we're gonna Martha in order to special summon the Duelist. I'm deciding how far I want to go. I could put both of them into... Oh, he's gonna Effect Veiler. He's gonna Effect Veiler now. That's really dumb, but okay. So we go into the Caspitel now, and then he will Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. We'll call by that. We'll detach the Ellis, and I think we're just gonna search a Martha for next turn, or we could search an Irene. I think we'll actually search the Irene. Since we haven't normaled, we will normal the Irene and special summon the Sakitama, and we will overlay the Sakitama and the Irene into a Michaelis to add Returnia, and we're just going to set the Returnia, and we are actually going to leave the Caspitel and the Michaelis on the field. Might not be the best decision to do, but it's going to be what I'm going to be doing. Passing the turn over, he will imperm the Michaelis, and that, I guess that's just going to have to be fine. This was what I was wanting to leave the Michaelis on board for, because it would be able to... Actually, I don't think it would. So they're going to Duster. So I'm going to go ahead, banish the Effect Veiler, and then I'm going to Exceed Summon into Magnifica, which is a reason why I did decide to leave them. So they're going to Sengen Summoning now, and I can detach from the Magnifica in order to get rid of it, so they don't get the search, and I get to save the Ash Blossom for something else. And that's going to force a surrender. We will go ahead and Martha here. Martha Special Illus from deck. And since I have the packs, I don't know if I want to go into the Caspitel or not. Actually, yeah, I think we have to go into the Caspitel. So we'll go into the Caspitel, maybe bait out an interaction. Grab Stella. He will droll me. I will be chaining the packs, and I'll be adding Irene. So now I will normal a Stella. Stella effect to special out Irene. Use the Irene and the Stella to go into the Michaelis. Michaelis banish, Troll and Lockbird, and then I will set a Cosmic Cyclone and end. I really wish I could have got the Returnia. I think that does make a big difference in this. He's going to Feather Duster me. That's going to have to be fine. Opening the Duster twice in a row. He's going to Terraforming. I think I have to just Ash the Terraforming. Summon out the Pedra. Going to activate Pedra effect to search. Add Sengen Kaiman from hand to hand. Gonna go into the battle phase. Going to activate the Sengen Kaiman in order to add Chandor to hand. And then special the Chandra. Pedro is going to be attacking the Caspitel, activating the Chandra's effect to special summon Fadra from the deck. Fadra prevents destruction and battle damage. Now the Chandra is going to attack the Caspitel. Fadra again prevents battle destruction or damage. Chandra's effect to Synchro Summon the Bident Drakion to special the Phaedra. Phaedra to special back the Chandra. And I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up. I know it's already game. I'm really just kind of hoping that they don't have much, but it also looks like I don't have much. They're going to Terraforming, and I didn't open up any hand traps, so they're allowed to go combo as much as they want, which might just be a Seals pass. Sengen Summoning, add the Pedra, discarding the Feather Duster. How does he open Feather Duster 3 games in a row against me? That's wild. Pedra Summon to search, add Kaiman, activates Kaiman now in order to add a Chandra to hand. Chandra effect to special itself. Link the Chandra and the Pedra into a Seals. Sets 2 and passes. I'll start off with a Pot of Prosperity, and I'll banish 6. So this is what I was saying. I have all these extra targets that I don't really use, and then we barely ever go into Gabrine. So that's 6 easy targets for Prosperity. I think I have to add the Dimensional Barrier. Now we will activate the Martha to special. Martha Special Illus, and he has Super Polymerization. That's crazy. He's going to make Garura with my monsters. I don't know if I can actually do anything because of the seals. We're going to try to do something. He can still return my normal, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. We're going to add the Stella, and Stella can be specialed. So here we will activate Stella's effect. He will imperm the Stella effect. So I will normal the Irene, and this is going to force the seals to bounce to the Irene and to special a Phaedra from deck, which will trigger the Phaedra to special summon a monster from the graveyard, being Chandra, but this does, it would trigger Stella, but Stella is negated. And with that, I think we're just going to set 3 and pass. So in the standby, we are going to activate the wrong card. We are going to get rid of the Phaedra, and we are also going to activate the correct card that I wanted to activate and call Synchros. I really wish I could have saved the Returnia for something else, but that is an issue with online sims such as YGO Omega, but I'm not even going to call it really an issue on that. It's more of an issue with me. He's just going to go into the battle phase and attack over my Stella with his Garura, which is going to make the Chandra activate effect to special from the deck. And since my life points are this low, and knowing what they can do, and plus the fact that the Garura does double damage, I'm going to go ahead and scoop it from here. The only interaction we opened up with is Imperm, and they're playing Tier. So I think they would also be playing the Horus package as well. They're playing a Light Sworn, and I should all Beast as well. So having only one interruption against this deck is going to be very hard. I'm just going to go ahead and use it now on the Rhino Heart. Mally to banish himself to special Mally. I'm really curious on what their end board is going to be. Make a Minerva the Exalted Lightsworn. Going to activate its effect to detach and mill. He's going to synchro the Mally and the Serene into a Chaos Angel. Banish Mally again. Special Mally. Going to link the Malicious and the Minerva into an SP Little Knight. And he's going to banish Imperm. So his end board is going to be the SP Little Knight and the Chaos Angel. I will start off with a Pot of Prosperity, and he lets it go through. And I think for this one we will add, because we already have a Martha, we could add the Aritama. I think we're going to add the Martha, so we'll have follow-up for the next turn. So we'll activate this Martha, Special Illis, and I still have my normal summon. Let's go ahead and special out the Michaelis, detach the Ellis in order to search, and he is going to Havness. That's going to be fine. And here's where we get the Returnia. Going to activate the West Lightsworn Archfiend to special out the Minerva. I think he's trying to wait to activate the SP Little Knight until I activate something else. I will go ahead and normal the Stella, and I will special the Ellis in hand. And now he is going to SP Little Knight, so I am going to Michaelis the SP Little Knight and summon out the Ellis. So I played around it like I wanted to. I was actually planning on activating the Aspheel effect to return something to hand, and then chain the Michaelis as well. We will just detach the Stella, and we'll put Chaos Angel back in his hand, and now I can go into Magnifica here to detach and banish a card. So I will detach, and I will be banishing the Havness, just trying to make it to where they have less and less resources. And here we will go into the battle phase, and we will just attack the Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn, with Magnifica, and then we will attack directly, and then we'll just go main 2, and we will set a Returnia. So I'm hoping they kind of played a lot of their stuff and can't do anything, and I would be correct. We opened 2 Imperms, and we did open the Sided Regeki because I figured he would be going first, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. He does have a lot of stuff he could potentially do on my turn, and he lets his time just run out, so we just automatically win. Last round of the day. Let's hope our tournament run goes pretty smoothly, and we drew the shifter. So for this, we will normal the Aritama because we already have Sakitama in hand. So we search out a Sakitama, special the Sakitama, and we will go into Caspatel, and Caspatel will grab us a Martha. Martha will activate to special Martha and the Ellis, and I will overlay those two into the Michaelis. Michaelis detach the Ellis, grab Returnia, and I have a few options. I think I will just go into the Magnifica now and just set the Returnia and just end it. Let's see what they're working with. So they're playing Runics. Runic tip is fine. They will grab Fountain, banish the second Returnia. This is going to be a real hard one for me. They're going to Runic Fountain, and I'm going to banish a card, so I will banish the Fountain to get it out of here. So they have to have Freezing Curses. There it is. I'm going to activate Magnifica's second effect, which will allow me to go into Michaelis. So I was still able to get rid of the Fountain, and since Freezing Curses couldn't do anything, didn't have a target, it didn't banish, and on that, he scoops. We decided in some of our Spell and Trap removal, he's going to go ahead and try to get set up. We do have Ash to prevent Fountain. As long as we can prevent Fountain as much as possible, I think we will be fine. So he's going to go ahead and Runic Destruction to get out Hugin. Hugin effect will activate, discarding, allowing him to get Fountain. He discards the Ice Barrier, the Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier. So is he playing Runic Sprite, or is it just Runic Ice Barrier? He's now playing the Medallion of the Ice Barrier, so I will Ash that. No, because it wouldn't be the Sprite, because that's a level 2. That's a level 1, not a level 2. But now I am out of I am out of interactions, but I think I did a pretty good job at halting his turn, and on my turn I can make a Magnifica and try to go into, I can try to go into Magnifica, but I can make a Michaelis. He summons Revealer of the Ice Barrier, discarding the Imperm to special out the Hexa Spirit effect, dumping the Mirror Mage effect, adding Speaker for the Ice Barriers to hand, Speaker for the Ice Barriers effect to special itself. So he is just playing Runic Ice Barriers. He overlays into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark will detach to summon Totally Awesome. He links off into Christian Quandax. Not links, synchros off into Quandax, and then links into Marincess Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone to special back the Mirror Mage effect to special 3 tokens, synchro into Coral Dragon to draw a card, banishes Speaker for the Ice Barriers to special another token, does not draw a card, goes into the 9, or now he would draw the card because it leaves the field. He goes into Crocosaurus, the Crocodon, so he draws 4, so he pretty much gets his entire hand back, and he has an Omni Negate, going to set 3 and pass, and I'm really trying to figure out how I want to maneuver around the Totally Awesome. I think I'm going to activate the Martha, hope that baits him out. I really do hate that Martha is my bait, but I have to bait with Martha because I can't summon, if I don't summon Martha, I can normal summon the Aritama and search the Sakitama and still go into an Exceed, and I can't do that the other way around. So he lets it go through. So Martha will special herself and Elis. So here we will go for the Osfield. I don't think he would have another Bahamut Shark, but this is essentially going to force out the Totally Awesome negate, but instead we get the Infinite Impermanence negate. Maybe we can still bait him. Get the Ellis in the graveyard, and then we still have our normal of Sophia. So we'll activate Sophia to draw a card, and here's where he will Freezing Curses it, which is completely fine. We have the Ellis to special, which now he will Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome effect is special a frog. So maybe he plays more Totally Awesomes because he plays the frogs. It does look like he has more, so he's going to special. He's going to add to hand. So we're just going to go ahead and go into the battle phase, and we're going to attack over the Croc. So he added the, Runic Flashing Fire. That's going to have to be my turn then. I'm really hoping that I made it to where he doesn't have much in terms of engine. The Croc getting attack for each card in hand might be pretty annoying. He does normal summon the Revealer of the Ice Barrier. Revealer to discard the Mirror Mage in order to special out Swordsman of the Ice Barrier, Mirror Mage's effect, and Swordsman of the Ice Barrier effect. Specialing back out a Revealer and adding General Wayne. But now I can actually activate the effect Sophia to quick exceed. Croc will activate effect in order to destroy the Sophia, and he had Dimensional Barrier and General Wayne in hand. He's going to synchro into Lancia, Astral Dragon of the Ice Mountain, and then go into the end phase because he has to skip his battle phase. I think we're just going to have to try to run out the Aritama and activate the Aritama effect to search the Sakitama, special out the Sakitama, use them to go into the Michaelis, triggering the Lancia, Astral Dragon of the Ice Mountain, to special summon General to switch it to defense. I will detach the Sakitama, being forced to discard Cyclone, activating Pax, grabbing Martha. I'll not special the Martha with Pax, but I will special Martha's own effect. And since I don't have any cards to discard, I think that's going to be an issue. Lancia to special, specialing out Wayne, and then Wayne to add Medallion. And since I don't have a card to discard, I think I'm just going to have to go into Michaelis. And even though Michaelis can't do anything because I don't have anything to discard, I'm going to go into Magnifica. And I'm kind of going to use the fact that they have a full board to my advantage. And I will go into Magnifica, and I'll go into the battle phase. Magnifica to attack the Rayo, and then I will activate the Magnifica to get rid of the Lancia. So he gets to special summon the Trishula. So no matter what, he gets to target. And I think on that, I'm going to have to scoop it. I will be going first. This is the last round and last game. So we'll just start it off with a Martha, special Illis. And I think we're just going to have to go into the Michaelis to set Returnia. So we'll detach the Ellis, get Returnia, and we're going to be setting 3. We're going to be setting Returnia and 2 Imperm. I did decide to decide in the Regekis to hopefully try to board break, and I will be able to do something on my turn with the packs that I have in hand. So even if he breaks my field, I should be able to have something for the next turn. He is unfortunately going to Fountain, and I don't have anything for it. Fountain is going to allow him to get a lot of advantage. He's going to Flashing Fire. So since he's going to Flashing Fire here, I will Returnia to get rid of the Fountain. And that'll still leave me with 2 Imperms. So he's going to search out the Swordsman with the Medallion. And he's going to normal the Revealer of the Ice Barrier. And I am going to Imperm this. And I really hope that he just can't do anything now. He will Swordsman to special himself. And then he will Synchro into Lancia, Astral Dragon, set 1 and pass. So I am just going to activate the Regeki. He is going to Slumber to prevent its destruction. That is rather annoying because now every time I special, he gets to special. I guess I'm forced to Imperm here so I can actually try to get around it. So I will now pass. I'm just going to scoop it up. That was my own Imperm. With this deck, I was able to get 5th place this week. I went 2 and 3, and unfortunately due to some technical difficulties, my brain wasn't in the right space in the last game, and I did play my card in the Imperm column, but that's a skill issue, so I'm not going to fault the game for that, even though I was having technical difficulties with file saving and recordings ending, so my mind was on something else. I'm still going to put the blame on me because I should have known better. But overall, went 2 and 3, faced 2 Tenpai and lost to 2 Tenpai, which has been the opposite of what I've been doing from the last 2 weeks. I've been able to beat 2 Tenpai players, so hopefully that'll just be a this week issue, and I don't know what I'm going to be trying to get for next week. I don't know if I'm going to be staying with Exo Sister or if I'm going to be switching to a different deck. Until next time, guys, peace.